No one should have to suffer for a crime or sin that they did not commit. No one should be held accountable for something done by a member of their family. One generation's sin is not the same as the next. If it were, then nearly no one could ever be forgiven, and nearly no one would be deserving of a second chance or be allowed or should be allowed to go into life as a new person with a new destiny to forge all on their own. This is MJ. Welcome to King of Hearts, Queen of Sorrows, my platform for discussing one of my favorite anime of all time, Mobile Fighter G Gundam. This time I'm talking about G Gundam episode 46. Now, the original title for this was going to be something like Father's Crimes Are in Turn My Crimes. But at the end of the episode, there was a much better line that was hilarious and that paired with a great image to make a thumbnail for. So that's what you got, which is it's actually truncated in the actual episode, or in the actual the title that you're going to see on screen in the beginning of this episode. That's probably already passed by now, but it's anyone who interferes with another's love will hear galloping hooves and cries for revenge. And that was Domon Kashu riding Funsaiki and attacking Wang Yunfa as he was piloting that weird spherical fourth king. They had the crazy chicken, or crazy bird fried chicken. They had Mr. Turtle Grand Gundam. Those are the two that we saw, and one of them was the ball, I guess, and then the last one was that Funsaiki and Master? I don't know. I'm very confused by the whole Four Kings thing. I don't think they did a terrible job of explaining that, and or really just showing that, not even explaining it, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. This episode has a lot of weight to it. There's interesting things. Well, so I like the episode. It's a good transition. It's like very downbeat, which is good because it shows that Domon and Rain are both in a very bad emotional place, which, spoiling 47, the next 3 episodes, really explains why and gives logistics to why and how everything's going to happen with the Dark Gundam. And there were certain weird things in it, like Domon throwing away Rain's doohickey, the brainwave thing, and then the old man, Grandpa, the fisherman, pulls it back in, and because when he did that, I thought, like, Domon, like, you should use that when you go to get Rain. You should be wearing that to try to connect with her. Like, it'd be cool if they did that. It didn't happen, but the fisherman guy pulls it back in, so I think maybe he will try to communicate with Rain with that later. But it was interesting because he didn't have it in his possession, and when she screams as she's being taken by the Dark Gundam, it looks as if the way it plays out, the way cinema works, I guess cinema, it looked as if her scream was heard from the stars by Domon, which is, fine. I don't care. I like the dramatic license, but it would have made a lot more sense if he had the doohickey, but he just, like, senses it spiritually in his heart because they're in love or whatever, which is romantic and everything, but it's just kind of funny. But anyway, there was a lot of great stuff in this episode. The other Shuffle Alliance members are kind of down because they realize they've lost and their dreams are gone, but they can all kind of roll with it, partially because of the friendship they have with Domon, but then again, their nations are all pulling them apart, and it's weird how Neo Japan just, like, immediately takes over, and it's I think it's a day later and this parade is happening and they're already seizing control. I get, like, it seems like that's probably how it goes in the world of G Gundam, although it's a little ridiculous, but it fits because Ulube is making this power play, basically, and it kind of fits with all that. I also like all the distrust of the government stuff. Domon's like, hey, Neo Japan soldiers, I'm the Gundam champion who made us rulers over space, and they're like, we don't care, we'll shoot you anyway. So, I don't know, maybe let that be a lesson to you about the government and the state and giving all the power to people. So, yeah, I don't really have much to say, and I like this episode, but again, it's not paint by numbers, but it's going through and it's not really going through motions because it's setting up things, but it's really planting seeds. And if I were doing this as the show was airing week by week, back in 98 or 2000 or whatever, on a podcast back then, one, it wouldn't be happening. And two, were I doing that, I would expound more and I'd spend more time on this. But as it is, these are coming out. You can binge them. You can listen to them in rapid succession. So, I'm going to go ahead and let it go right now. And I don't know. I'm going to ask if you think this properly sets the stage for what's going to come. And I'm assuming most people checking out these reviews have already seen all of G Gundam. And if you haven't, let me know if you're going along for the ride for this first time with my commentary, because that'd be kind of fun to know. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So I'm going to let you go and get on to watching and reviewing the next one. So remember, folks, go out there and grasp happiness. Oh, also, the show has a bunch of, or this episode has a bunch of setting up of like, one might call retrograde, like sexual politics, but I love it because it's romantic and traditional, and I'm traditionally romantic, and that's just who I am. So it works for me. I can understand it maybe not working for other people, but I think it's pretty cool, and it makes me swoon a little and makes me want to go be with my wife and take care of her. So that's all I have to say. MJMunoz.com is home for all my work, podcasts and reviews of anime, tokusatsu, Star Wars, and more, plus my original writings. If you didn't enjoy this, critique me. If you did, leave me a comment. If you really like this, consider tipping me at coffee.com/MJMunoz. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Until next time, be well.